Welcome to this new video where we're going to talk a bit about racing game news, because this week, just like last week, is quite a busy one. In the news, we'll start by talking about the new leak regarding Forza Horizon 6 and the date when it will be revealed. We'll also discuss some bad news about Need for Speed's future. Things aren't looking good. We'll also discuss the impressive new Elite bundles at Zoku MotorFest. Finally, we'll discuss this week's Gran Turismo 7 update, which should add a legendary French car. Hope this racing game news video makes you happy. There are some good updates. We'll begin by discussing Need for Speed. And unfortunately, like the rest of the news about this franchise in recent months, it's once again bad news coming up. We already knew the franchise was on hold after the commercial failure of Need for Speed Unbound. We also learned that normally only Criterion develops it. Need for Speed had been poached by Electronic Arts to give a boost to the Digital Illusions creative entertainment studio. Hoping to make up for Battlefield 6's development delay, we thought Criterion might return to Need for Speed after Battlefield 6 released, as it had been vaguely hinted at by high-ranking officials at Electronic Arts, who implied that a Need for Speed would return in an unexpected form. Well, apparently that's not going to happen, since Criterion is now presented and considered by Electronic Arts as a support studio, Battlefield. Similarly, like Ripple Effect, which worked on many games until the 2010s. As a Battlefield studio, it has focused almost entirely on Battlefield games. So that's official, Criterion is now a Battlefield studio. And according to the latest rumors, so this isn't official. But that's what's being discussed and could be confirmed soon. Criterion would be working on the upcoming DLCs for Battlefield 6. And when you know that Battlefield 6 is expected to have at least 5 years of support, there's a good chance that Criterion will be very busy for the next 5 years working on Battlefield and not on Need for Speed. So, as you can see, there's very little chance we'll see a new Need for Speed come out before 5 years. Unless there's a big unexpected surprise, of course. Unless Electronic Arts gave development to another studio, like Codemasters, which would be excellent. I'd love to see Codemasters make a Need for Speed game. In my view, that's unlikely because Electronic Arts is refocusing on its most profitable franchises, which is no longer the case, unfortunately, for Need for Speed. So, well, we'll see. There may be some good news about Need for Speed soon, but expectations should remain low. Of course, we'll also talk about the big news regarding Forza Horizon 6, about which leaks and rumors have really been multiplying in recent weeks. Remember, a few days ago we discussed a new leak from a dealership. An Australian dealership specializing in importing Japanese cars explained that Forza Horizon developers visited to Model K cars, which are only sold new in Japan. Obviously, it makes a lot of sense that if they were modeled, since they're exclusive to Japan, and the game takes place in Japan. The exciting new rumor comes from Windows Central, a site specializing in Microsoft news like Windows and Xbox. It's a well-known, reliable site that's been around over 10 years with specialized journalists who regularly access information. There are documents that we, the general public, don't have access to. And Windows Central, what do they say? They say this, and I quote, "We have seen official documents strongly suggesting that Forza Horizon 6 is actually planned to be announced at the Tokyo Game Show 2025, an annual conference dedicated to video games that will be held in Japan towards the end of September. Yes, the conference is on the 25th, and I'll stream it for you since I want to experience a live Horizon 6 reveal. So don't hesitate to follow me on Twitch, or even subscribe using the link that will be pinned in the comments so you don't miss anything." What we know is that, indeed, Xbox will be present during this Tokyo Game Show. They've already hinted at major video game announcements. It's true that revealed in Tokyo, which, let's remember, is a Japanese city, a game that takes place in Japan, would still be a great communication element. Interestingly, Windows Central isn't the only media outlet to share this information, because around the same time, Tom Henderson, a very well-known insider who often shares accurate game info before official announcements, also did. As well as Night the Hate, another insider, also dropped similar information on their social media at about the same time. Tokyo Game Show is less visible than E3. So we might wonder a little bit what would be the point for Forza Horizon to be revealed during a conference that has a bit less audience. Aside from the fact that it's taking place in the country where the game is potentially supposed to take place, it might be related to Grand Theft Auto 6 though. They're very different types of games. We know that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to eclipse everything when it comes out, that everyone will only be talking about that game. And since Grand Theft Auto 6 is supposed to be released at the end of June 2026, and the traditional conferences that Xbox uses to reveal their games are at the very beginning of June, they risk being completely overshadowed by Grand Theft Auto 6's release. Personally, I don't really know what to think about it. It's up to you to tell me in the comments what you think, if you find it believable or not. Why not? It's true that for now, the communication around Forza Horizon 6 is really strange. At the June 2025 conference, Phil Spencer doesn't display any images of Forza Horizon 6, but he announces that Horizon 6 will definitely be playable in 2026. It's the first time in the history of the franchise that this has happened. Personally, I've always felt like it sounded like a way to reassure the community, while also trying to buy a little bit of time, right before the actual reveal. See you on September 25, 2025. Hopefully, we'll have more updates by then. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, because, well, obviously Horizon 6 is a game I'm going to cover a lot in my videos, since we're talking about news and racing games from around the world. I wanted to mention the new Gran Turismo 7 update, which isn't official yet but is expected this Thursday. It will be the 29th if I'm not mistaken. August 29, 2025. An update that should add 4 cars. It's as usual the case. The creator of the game posts darkened images of the car silhouettes so the community can try to guess, and the community managed to guess. The 4 models that will be coming in the next update should include the Chevrolet Corvette CX concept and the CX Vision Gran Turismo concept. So, that's not a surprise. If you follow car news, you know that Chevrolet had already teased it a little bit. There's the Afeela from 2026, which isn't surprising since Afeela is the brand. In fact, it belongs to Sony, which is also the manufacturer of the PlayStation console and owns the Gran Turismo studio. So there you go. They're basically doing a bit of their own promotion. It'll probably be a dud, but maybe we'll test it in a video. What's really cool about this update is that the Renault Avantale time is coming back. Take this with a grain of salt since it's not fully confirmed, but the silhouette matches well. Lately, each update has brought new French cars. And on top of that, right now, the developers of Gran Turismo 7 are in a period where they're bringing back old cars from previous Gran Turismo games, and these cars, for example, were around during the Gran Turismo 4 era. So, it would be totally believable, and honestly, I think it's pretty cool, and I think this will be my favorite car from the update. This week's Elite Bundle content isn't fully official yet, but the developers shared a short trailer on social media, and the silhouette of the new car that's coming in this bundle is pretty easy to recognize, especially since it had already been leaked. It looks like it's going to be the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo. Yeah, it sounds a bit strange, but there are Vision Gran Turismo cars, meaning Vision Gran Turismo, that are being added. That's already happened in the Crew MotorFest and also in the Crew 2 with the Citroën. The Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo is expected in the Crew MotorFest soon. We'll test it on video, and it should have a second luxury car, though we don't yet know which model. It would be incredible if it's the Bugatti Tourbillon. The Crew MotorFest has gotten some wild Bugatti exclusives before. It might be something else. Anyway, tonight at 6 p.m., the developers are supposed to post a little teaser on Twitter and their other social media to simply announce the content of the bundle. We'll know soon. We've mostly covered today's news. As you might have guessed, these are important updates on Forza and other major racing games. I'll discuss them in a video. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, I'm counting on you to show it by leaving a like. I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Bye. Bye.